All right, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to talk about how to resell sneakers in 2024. This is probably going to be a video that goes by pretty quick because I'm just going to lay everything down for you step by step, roughly how much you can make. So to essentially start off, most profitable method, I know most people probably don't want me to say, is Stockx Consignment. What is Stockx Consignment? Basically, it's like Stockx Flex. What you can do is you send your pairs to a Stockx warehouse. They sell everything for you via their instant ship method on Stockx. You're basically getting the sale when people want the shoe really quickly, and so you can make a lot more profit. One of my good friends does it pretty much every single day, and he makes a lot of money. I'm pretty sure he makes like upwards of 20K a month. So that's method number one. First of all, you have to be accepted. The way you get accepted is just have a Stockx person reach out to you, or you reach out to them. One thing for the Stockx Flex Consignment thing is I'm like 90% sure you have to drop off to locations like somewhere by New York or New Jersey. Not as easy as you think it is, but it's very profitable. I'm gonna run through some sales like you can have here. Pretty much everything's about 50 to, I'd say like 70 above what you normally get. So I mean, if you just go on any marketplace, anything, Facebook, OfferUp, eBay, you can just buy everything up, ship it in bulk to Stockx. They will then do their whole consignment process and then sell everything for you. For context, you're not gonna get the sale until they sell it. So like, you don't ship it to them and they pay you. You ship it to them once someone buys off of Express Ship. That's when you get the payment. It's a little bit of a longer game, but they do move volume. One of my friends sold like a stupid amount of pairs in December. So very profitable if you can get in. But again, with most consignment, whether it's on GOAT, like Alias, it's great for the first year, and then it seems like it gets saturated because like more people find out about it. So number two, obviously sneaker consignment. We work with a handful of stores that do consignment. I'm gonna kind of make two parts to this. You can make a lot of money as a store owner doing consignment or just being on our platform, or you could also make a lot of money as a sneaker reseller using our platform. The way we like to do it is pretty much work with as many high quality stores across the US. Simply like you just go and drop off your pairs. So essentially what that does for you is, since you're selling for about $100 over ask, it doesn't really matter what you pay, it kind of matters what you sell for. And if you can sell for really any price above market, like I said, it doesn't matter what you pay. Like when people say, oh, I have a problem with sourcing, you're not gonna have a problem with sourcing doing consignment. So that's one thing to keep in mind. I'll probably show you guys an example here. So if we look at these Yeezy Salts, they go for about $80 on Stockx. Consignment, they're selling for like $180, $200. Looks like 2 pairs sold today for this one consigner. So like I said, $100 margins. Literally buy off of Stockx and give it to your stores. Me personally, like if I was consigning, which I do, I would say stick to your local stores. I think we have a store in almost every state. I could be mistaken. Some states we have like almost 10 stores. I think like Georgia, we have like 5 to 10 stores. Texas, we have like 5 stores. And so you can simply just go and drop off, but really just ask them like, look, like what can I bring you that you'd probably sell relatively quickly, and you'll probably make the most amount like that. Majority of consigners make the most amount like that. For Stockx consignment, doesn't really matter. For in-store consignment, it does matter, probably a little bit more. Now the next one is having a sneaker store. Now, after working with over 100 stores since we launched Sneaker Consign, I've met some very, very, very profitable stores. I've kind of gotten like a pretty good intuition on what stores are gonna be the most profitable and which stores are really gonna bring in at least 10 to 15K plus per month in profit. There's honestly really 2 ways you can go about it. You can go about it I'm gonna get into a very expensive mall and I am gonna pay high rent, have high overhead. I'm gonna have a lot of traffic because of that mall, so that's gonna drive sales. Or you can take it the other route where you can get literally a strip mall location for like $1,000 to $2,000 per month, which I know many stores that work with us that do that. And as we can see on the portal that I'm looking at right now, since March 31st, like since we've been working with the store, mind you, this is like, I'd say somewhat of a newer store because they pretty much ramped up again after working with us. They've done $588,000 in consignment and $227,000 in store-owned inventory. Now, their consignment rate is 15%. Their rent is like, I'm pretty sure it's like $1,000. So you're literally spending like nothing on rent. maybe it's more, I could be mistaken. See, it could be 2,000. That's $816,000 since, like, for a whole year in sales. Let's say averaging out the store-owned and consignment, store-owned margins are easily like 35%. Consignment, if he only does 15% because he has a low rate, it probably averages out to, like, I would say like 25%. Put zero of his money in, made almost $90,000. To kind of give you like a really quick overview of if you were to go to a more expensive mall location where you're basically paying for the traffic, typically it's gonna be around $15,000 to $20,000 plus they're gonna take a percentage after you hit a certain amount per month. Usually, I'm pretty sure that's like 60 to like 70, 80K per month. If you do over that, they're gonna take like 10%. Ideally, you're not in a location like that because that's gonna eat up all your profits. If you're working on, let's say, a 35% margin, slices you down to like 20, 25%, just like to give them all a percentage, that's way too much to give them. I will say your sales will probably be a lot higher in a mall location, and you don't really have to do as much social media marketing because the customers are kind of gonna come to you in a situation like that. Working with a bunch of stores, if you're doing great marketing and if you have great social media presence and you have a lot of items, because this store did 600K in consignment because they had a bunch of consignment items and they've been working with us for a year, you're gonna have a lot in sales. Like, that's just the reality of it. If you have a store, focus, I'd say, at least 50% of your efforts towards clothing, because clothing, margins on clothing are well above like 50%. Spider, Denim Tears, local clothing brands, you're gonna make a lot of like pretty high margins doing it that way. So the next one, wholesale. Wholesale is great, although the margins are really, really, really slim. Basically, wholesale is just you're buying in bulk, you're selling in bulk. Usually you're selling to sneaker stores. We have a wholesale section on our system and we work with literally one wholesaler and he has like 10,000 SKUs. Wholesale margins are very small. Like, you'll be lucky to get 10% as a wholesale margin. Like, if you're lucky, you're gonna have to put in a lot of time, probably hire out a lot of people, probably have a warehouse. Like, you're gonna have to have a warehouse. And I mean, if you do the math on just being a wholesaler, let's say you do $1 million in revenue, your margin is like, I would say it's like 8%, if not lower. So after $1 million, $80,000 in profit, and then you have to think about all the other fees you have. So do you have employees? Do you have people doing the packaging for you? Are you paying, warehouse fees? So wholesale is very much like volume, and then ideally aim for that 8 to 10% margin. At scale, you'll make a bunch of money. I know people that do 10 million a year. I know people that do 20+ million a year at a very small margin, and they have a pretty large operation. Ideally, you want to be in sneakers for at least I would say at least a couple of years before you go pretty heavy into that. And you also need to have pretty strong connections with stores. Stores typically have just only a handful of people that they buy from. They're typically not buying from like thousands of people, unless you're Cool Kicks, which they will. They're usually dealing with just like a couple of big sellers because it's consistent and they can trust them. A lot of people mix wholesale with Stockx just to move more product. Again, the margin is super slim, but it's really a volume play. So the more volume you do, the more you're gonna make. Me personally, would I ever do that? Probably not. I would much rather get way higher margins and also put in less work, which pretty much is what Stockx Consignment or like sneaker consignment would be. But it is slower. Like, the turnaround time is slower, so just keep that in mind. Last but not least, obviously investments. I had a very good investment happen within the last year. It was the SB4s. I mean, I've had a handful that I recently just sold too, like black canvas 4s. I'm looking at my spreadsheet right now. My buy-in was $260. I sold them anywhere from $380 to $400+. And when I buy hundreds of pairs, like you guys have seen in my videos, I'm making tens of thousands of dollars literally doing nothing. More recently, this year, I had an SB4 investment. After I round up pretty much what I paid, I think I have almost, it's either like 150, 200 pairs right now. Pretty much rounds up to, I'm literally paying $300 per pair. So like, if you look at market right now, yes, some of the smaller sizes are like $350. The bigger sizes, however, are like 500+. That hold did very well for me, I'd say, in the last year, especially knowing that like holds have not been doing that great for the last couple of years. And I took insane losses in 2022 for some of the holds that I did. So like, don't hear me say this and be like, yeah, holds are great, when in reality, like I can't just sit here and be like, yeah, like holds are great, you're only gonna make money, you're never gonna lose money. That's a lie. I've lost money. I've lost a lot of money doing it, but I've definitely made more, way more than I've lost. And I think that's just the name of the game. Like, to make it to $1 million in profit, you're probably gonna lose about 100K. To make it to 10 million, you're probably gonna lose $1 million. Upwards from there, you're gonna lose money. That's inevitable, and I knew that going into pretty much anything that I do. Like, I'm gonna lose money. And with holds, you really wanna be strategic. You can make money. Like, you can make money holding shoes. Would I say you should do it? Probably not. Like I said, I did great on that SB4, but I did horrible on my Panda Dunk investment. Like, I posted that on my Instagram. I lost $40,000 on that investment. So like, should you do holds in this environment? Probably not, unless you have really good picks. By the way, if you guys want that SB4 video with 200 pairs lined up, you guys know how I used to do those videos. Give this video a big thumbs up. If we get 2,000 likes, I will literally post that video in like 2 weeks. I think one question a lot of people probably are wondering are like, should I keep holding Jordan 4s? Military blues are coming out. Should I hold those, right? Like the Red Reimagines came out. Should I hold those? And me personally, from what it seems like, Jordan brand is gonna saturate the hell out of Jordan 4s. Once they do that, it's not gonna be the greatest hold. Like, I'm probably like, for my SB4s or my black canvases that I've sold all them, every investment for 4s have been a hitter. That was the same thing that happened to Jordan 1s like 5 years ago. Every single one of them were a hitter until Nike saturated them. Nike will saturate these colorways. Certain holds just won't work anymore after a while if they keep releasing pairs. And just look at it simply like supply and demand. The more supply, the less demand. That's usually what determines if the price is gonna go up or not. We pretty much went over, I believe, 5 of the top ways to resell in 2024. I wanted to literally just make this video short and sweet. I feel like I need to give you guys content because there are still a lot of sneaker resellers that are probably like, where did I go? Why am I not posting videos anymore? Did I go ghost? The answer is no. I've been working on my portal for sneaker stores. Also, we are launching like 4 other softwares for other industries. So I've been really focused on softwares and not so much like just sneakers as much anymore. I will be posting that SB4 video for you guys probably within the next couple of weeks, just to kind of break down the hold and some more things that I've been up to. I've been considering like making videos on what I've been doing behind the scenes of Sneaker Consign and all the stores we work with, and expanding into other industries, because right now we've pretty much expanded into 4 other industries. If you guys want me to like make a behind the scenes of how I operate the software companies, it's honestly really interesting. I don't talk about it to you guys because like it's a sneaker channel, but I feel like no other sneaker resellers are in the software space, and I could give you guys a load of information on software if you ever wanted to start a software company. So that's pretty much it for today's video. If we can get this video to 2,000 likes, I'll post the SB4 video. I'll probably post it either way. If you have any questions about sneaker reselling, drop them down below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys for the next one. Peace.